One. What is up, beautiful people? It is Tuesday, March 12th. Hopefully, my man Corey helped me with the camera to get a little bit crisper quality. I hope it's a little bit better. But I hope you guys have been having a great week. I hope y'all had a great weekend. Obviously, there has been some massive chaos in the industry. And let me pause this now. Oh, yes, it looks so much better too, by the way. But before I say anything, just hopefully by the end of the month, everything will be smooth sailing. So just be patient, take advantage. I think Surge right now is offering 40% discount, which is absolute crazy. Take advantage of that. And we're just going to jump right in it because, as always, you can still be charting up. You can still be, this is a perfect time to be creating your trading plan, to be creating some type of or some sort of discipline for yourself so that you can stay in your parameters on your trading plan and all that. And then we can go over the charts. So I will go ahead and quickly share my screen and go over GBP USD, which we hit, which was absolutely fire, by the way. Screen, GBP USD, and look at her. So I did say 1.2800 was going to be a really wonky area. I wasn't sure if price was going to reject that area or respect that area. And as you can see, I don't know if any news came out. We will check that in very briefly. But looks like price broke through, come back, retested, and now it's coming back down. Could potentially retest this area around 1.26800. I don't see that happening personally, but and the only reason I say is because I see US dollar continually just gradually going down. You see Bitcoin, I think, hit 73,000, which is crazy to all you non-believers. Morning, Wormy, by the way. I don't know why it won't let me type in the chat. It says create a channel, which I've already logged into my YouTube, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But anyways, for a lot of you doomsday preppers, yes, I definitely see the US dollar tanking. I see something crazy happening with our economy. I see interest rates dropping back down to something unheard of, and then possibly seeing something that happened in 2008 where the housing market crashed again. Because what happened in the last 2 years, you guys seen where people were selling property for 200,000 and they were selling it for around 800,000. It's still going. That's literally still happening now. So something's got to give. You see gold at an all-time high. You see US dollar at an all-time high, and you see the Nasdaq at an all-time high. That means they are doing something behind the scenes that's going to completely slaughter all of us. Hopefully not. I hope I'm wrong, but 9 times out of 10, that doesn't happen. So anyways, GBP USD, I still see 1.30500, a continuation. If you guys like the Elliott Waves theory, you can see played out perfectly right there. I'm going to take a quick look at XAU USD because I miss my baby. Yeah, let me just switch over here and see. Okay, so today we had CPI news, and I didn't even look at the news because obviously, we can't trade right now. So CPI news, core CPI, massive news come out, which was good for the US dollar. And I know you guys can't see the screen, but looks like it definitely was great news for the US dollar, which created that massive dump in US or in gold. Looks like gold spiked from 21.79 to 21.53, which is a massive 200 pip move. But it's okay. You guys know how news we have the initial reaction, and then we have how the finally plays out. Like everybody's anticipation, what's going to happen, reaction, and then you operate in 15 minutes. Absolutely, Christian, I do. So perfect example. I'll take an opportunity today while nobody's realistically trading, unless you are. There are some brokers that are on your personal funds that are allowing U.S. traders, or if you're an international trader. Um, but what I would do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this is how I used to chart up. I still chart up this way, but most of my charts now are already, I don't, everything's in place. I see where price is. I know exactly where price is. And so I don't have to put all these lines in. But this is for you guys. This is for you to create some consistency. This is to break that barrier of your inconsistent losses and maybe help you to be a successful trader. So what I do, let me just remove drawings. This is literally what I've done for the last 7 years. Obviously, I've tweaked it. I've listened to other people. I've added things, removed things, what I could and couldn't. Number one thing before I even go into charting is indicators. I'll speak on this 5 seconds. Um, I don't use any indicators. I like moving averages. I do use some moving averages that go back. I use them like if I'm on a higher time frame and I can see, if we're looking for a sell and the MA's cross, you can kind of use a little bit of back history on the 4 hour and the 1 hour to see if that trade's going to play out. But other than that, Fibonacci don't use. I don't even know that. I don't even remember the names of these things because I don't use them. I don't use any of it. I don't use any indicators because it's stressful enough looking at the charts. It's stressful enough just watching a price go up and down all day. And if you're sitting there trying to be successful with this, you're watching at least 4 or 5 hours a day, which is putting massive stress on you. You don't want to add things to that. So you want clean charts. All you want is to where you could see support and resistance areas. I know I did that backwards, but you want you want clean charts. You want to have the least amount of stress on your brain possible. It's that simple because you start changing. And like I literally in my Imperial group, I was telling one of my guys that his charts look great, but he uses chaotic colors, and colors can completely hinder everything. It can stress your eyes out to where you think you're seeing something you're not, and you're looking for a price that it's not there, and you want something clean and stress free. So that's why I use the gray. It's very soft on the eyes. It's very easy to see. The clarity is perfect. And then just red and blue candles, you can change them whatever you want. But okay, so first thing, I go to the monthly. I go to my candles, and I switch from candles to line chart. And what do I look for, Wormy? I look for peaks and valleys. Peaks and okay, again, let's use a different pair because gold's already blasted out of this. Let's go back to GBP USD. Perfect example. Remove drawings. Okay. On the monthly, we have price, and then here, let me remove my MAs. Boink, boink. Excuse me. Perfect. Now, I look for peaks and valleys based off current price action. I don't care about price that happened all the way over here in 2014 that is literally 8,000 pips away from current price action because all you're going to do is clutter your charts and you don't need it. Peaks and valleys based off current price action. So right here, boink, and I'm just going to literally try to identify as much zones as I can in the current price action area to where I can give myself just a little bit of guesstimation, if that's a word, on where I feel, where I see prices going and where price has been. And on the monthly, you don't want to go too crazy. You just want to do, and all I did, peak, peak, valley, valley, peak, valley, real quick. That's enough on the monthly. Go to the weekly. Let's see if we can identify any better zones. We got one. We can do this. We can do maybe there because we see price played around here. And we can do something around here in this area just to give us a little bit of clear indication. All right, let's go down to daily. Looks good. We can see where price ping pong back and forth on these levels. You probably could put one here. And again, you can put when I used to from monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, I would change the colors of each zone. You can do that. It's just a lot more time. I literally can chart up in 2 seconds now, so I don't want to right click here and put in text form and all that stuff. And I know a lot of people like to do that because they like to be influencers on Instagram and YouTube, and they like to put these huge paragraphs of what price is doing. I don't care about all that crap. Like, I'm not trying to look good on. I don't care who looks the best charting up. I care about who can show the most profits, who can show the most gains, who can be the most consistent. You can have the prettiest charts and lose consistently, and that's what most of them do. I'm not a demo trader, so sorry for that little quick rant. So again, yes, do what you want to do on your charts. I'm just trying to give you a clear vision on what has helped me, what I know has helped others, and it's the least amount of stress you can put that adds to your charting, the better. Like, you don't want 50 indicators, you don't want a Fibonacci, you don't want all this Ikimoto clouds or whatever you call it, like all this crap was based off stocks 30 years ago that just prolonged or just continued on with everything now. Like I'm sure they've made some tweaks, but every indicator lags. Like you can look at moving averages and see based off current price action, your moving averages will never do that little cross that you like to see. It's always after the move. So what's the point? Like you can say, oh, well, I still see a massive bullish momentum coming in because these cross. No, it doesn't matter because MAs can literally cross back and forth within an hour. So there's no point in it. I keep these two on here, 50 and 20, just because I like the way they look, and it keeps people guessing, realistically. So we have the monthly, we have our zones, we have the weekly, we have the daily. Um, Realistically, you could probably put one here, but I don't want to clutter it up. And then we'll go to the 4 hour just to see if there's anything. And see, here's that one where I just said we wouldn't clutter it up. So as you can see, price just ping pongs on these levels, and that's literally, I mean, price either goes up and down or sideways in a movement of range or consolidation, but it's realistically up or down, and that's it. So you want to capitalize off based off the levels. Once price breaks a level and you want to ride with that momentum in a buys, and when price can't go through that momentum and it drops, and we have a nice little push of sales. That's it. That's all trading is. So 4 hour, I see one nice. I think that's massive jet going over. I apologize, guys. Uh, Boom. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to bring these down and see this is way where current price action's away from. So realistically, I'm going to bring these back. Let's say, uh, nope, 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 nope. We'll say there. My middle name Demo. That's right. All right, so once we go to the 4 hour, all I do is I switch back to candles, and let me show you how beautiful this story tells itself. Bam. Now look at that. Now you guys seen I didn't care about any, I didn't even have it to where I could see what the candles were. I had it on the line chart and I put it where I felt were the peaks and the valleys. And look, this is why I've used this. Look how price wicks out these levels, how price respects these levels. These are your areas that you need to identify to where you can see if you're going to ride the momentum of a buy or you're going to ride the momentum of a sell. And you can see how price plays on those areas. Like just real quick, GU, boom, bam. Price couldn't break through that area of 1.28500. I told you guys last week or last Tuesday, 1.28500 was going to be an area that we need to pay attention to. There could be a little bit of consolidation, could be a little bit of range, and look how price played out. Now we see prices wicking. We had news this morning, CPI, which gave USD a little bit of strength, caused that little bit of dump. Now I see price doing what? I see price respecting these areas. We have a nice little area of resistance, which now became support. I see price respecting that area. News gave us a little bit of scare to bust a lot of y'all's orders out. I'm sure everybody was selling here. And boom, what the market makers do? They took all the money and ran. And now price is going to do a nice little continuation to 1.31, 1.30800, which is what I see for the following week. Why do I see that? Because I see where price, this huge bearish momentum came up. Price said, nope, we still have a lot of bulls in the market. This massive indecision right here, all the way back to November of 2023, the 14th. So all this range, back and forth, ping pong and back and forth. And this is like 200 pip moves, bing, 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 bing. And then price finally broke out of that area. So I see price doing a nice little push of continuation. Again, I see US dollar tanking, so it goes along with my story. It's my story. You don't have to go along with it. It's just how I feel. Now, just to give myself some confirmations on GBP USD, I can go down to the lower time frame. How is price respecting this area? Is price broke through? I know a lot of people like to look for structure. So, excuse me, I'm sorry, I got the hiccups. How is structure playing on this area of support, which was once an area of resistance? I see that it was an area of resistance here where these two candles could not reach through, came back, could not reach through, and then we have a beautiful structure of break, hook, and go. Bam, price blast through. This is where we literally took our buys, and then price is wicking this area out. We see a nice little bearish candle here, and then the bull said, nope, we're respecting it. We're going to keep this floor. We like it. Super thick concrete, and we're going to go up. So that's on the 1 hour. Now, someone asked me, do I use the 15-minute? There's a huge difference between a 1 hour and 15-minute. 15-minute, the lower the time frame, it just tells you a little bit more details about the story you're trying to convince yourself on. So because we don't know, like I have no clue. GU could literally tank the 1.25. I have no clue. I just use based off previous experience from my trading, and that's what I'm trying to, display to you guys. So lower time frame obviously tells the story a lot better. It gets a little bit more chaotic because there's so much going on. I like the higher time frame. I like to just less stress. It's so much better. I know you guys like this influencer, but he has the set and forget. I've always had that mentality is I set my trade, I have my stop loss, I have my take profit, and that's it. I don't want to be pulling my, because I remember exactly what it feels like. Even when I was like a 0.01 lot and it was like 20 cents a trade, I was so frantic. I had so much anxiety just to pull my phone out, look at my trade, What am I doing? And I was working at the time, hiding. I'd have to run to the bathroom. I had to make an excuse saying I had irritable bowel syndrome just because I was going and checking my trades all the time. I didn't like, if obviously looking back, like I love telling the story because of my experience and it's my story. So, but so much unneeded stress. So again, remember that, like, use this time, especially if you're in the US and you're being patient with us and allowing us to get everything, all the gears working perfectly and all that good stuff. But use this time to create a plan. You create your risk management. Like, you're tired of blowing accounts, right? You're tired of having those feelings where, like, oh my God, this is it. This is the buy. This is where I'm going to risk it all. And then you blow the account. It's like, what you're doing wrong before you even speak on it, before you message me, before you message anybody. You already know, and you do it consistently. So how about we change that? How about it's time for you to take a step forward and say, I'm no longer going to be throwing some crazy lot sizes. I'm no longer going to allow somebody on social media to influence my trade. I'm no longer going to allow anything but my trading plan to influence my trading. Super simple. Like, treat it like a business. That's it. Treat it seriously. A lot of you guys are just trading and you're playing around. It's like, oh, it's only $100. I don't care. $100, $100,000, or $1 million. It's all the same when it comes to the charts. The charts don't care what lot size you use. So remember that, guys. It has been a blessing to speak with y'all. I'm going to cut this short. It's been 23 minutes. I hope you guys got a little bit of beneficial value. I'll do this again for, I think it was Christian that asked that, but basically, real quick to run this down, top down, you've seen the line chart, peaks and valleys, identify your zones, and then go off the momentum of how the price is trending. Like, if you're on a bullish momentum, we're looking for buys. So look for those price areas on support that you can buy. When prices reach that area where it's ranging and price is exhausted, and now we're going to start looking for sales, that's where you identified your areas of resistance, and now you want to look for the market structure for sales. Like, look how perfect this played out, and price just exhausted itself. And then you have the first initial, remember, you have the first reaction, the impulse, and then you have reaction. Impulse is where everybody's anticipation is, like, especially when news comes out, the impulse is, oh, we're jumping in buys, boom. But then the actual reaction happens, and then it could go the opposite way. So you see how price had the impulse here, then reaction, boink. Now we have a little impulse here. Price could show a little double bottom of market structure, and then the buys take place. Excuse me. Remember, a lot of you guys might see this and be like, oh, there's no way it's that simple. It literally is. You guys just have allowed so much different social media people to influence you that your trading has become chaotic. You don't want that. You don't want 50 indicators. You don't want 50 different views. You don't want to be watching 70 different strategies, because all you're doing is creating sludge in your brain, literally. So keep it simple, please. Create a plan. In that plan, You have your risk management. What does it feel like if I'm going to have a loss? What does it look like? Where's my entry? Where's my exit? What is this? What is that? It's just simple things too that you can have guidelines when you are trading to so that you remove that greed. Like the more rules you put in play, the less you can the mistakes you will make in your trading. I promise you. But you've got to, like, I can't hold you accountable. Nobody can hold you accountable. It's you, it's yourself. It's you when you look back and you're like, oh my God, like I was supposed to pay my house payment and I just lost it in my trading because I was stupid. And I hate to be blunt about it, but I mean it's just our stupidity. It's, we're human, we make mistakes, but I'm trying to help you guys. So keep that in mind. I love y'all. I will see y'all. I have a little trip I've got to take, so I don't know. I will do my best to have a live Thursday. If not, I'll see y'all again Tuesday. But again, use this time to perfect your charting, perfect your trading plan so that you've just taken advantage of the 40% discount. And with this account, it's time for change. It's time for you to take that step and and hold yourself responsible. Losing my voice. I love y'all. I will see y'all soon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm about to disconnect. Corey, you. Oh, are they doing a meeting? I'm so sorry if y'all were in y'all's meeting.